In the night sky, the vampires of Kharkiv. They bomb enemy positions, mine likely routes of the occupiers' movement in the Kharkiv region, and moonlight as an air mail service, delivering food, water, and ammunition to their comrades on the front line. But their primary task is to keep the Russians away from the forward positions of the Ukrainian infantry. A film crew from TSN correspondent Alexander Motony observed the Kharkiv crew at work. During the segment, a QR code will appear on the screen. This is for raising funds for electronic warfare equipment for the infantry of the 13th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine. Our defenders need these just as much as they need air. So if you can, please join in and support this cause.
This is Valentinka. This is called Valentinka. Why Valentinka? In his arsenal, the chief, commander of the heavy bombers unit Kharkiv and the 13th Operational Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine, admits he has special offers for the most demanding uninvited guests.
All right. Mind area. We're doing our best. The third Parmnik's weight checked.
No, there's no third Parmnik. The Kharkiv unit bombarded the hiding places of the Moscow occupiers in the northern border area of Kharkiv region with their Vampir drones, even using captured rocket launchers.
So, yeah, that's it.
Of course, it wasn't a Tomahawk the Kharkiv fighters joke, but the unit's sappers make sure the results always exceed expectations. They prepare each munition with inspiration, but also with caution. Right before the launch of the Vampire, to make the mission as effective as possible, Iva puts in his efforts already in the darkness. Every night, he is the one who gets ahead of the vehicles.
Honestly, I didn't even realize I'd lost count already. Is it hundreds or thousands? I think for now it's hundreds.
He fought right near Donetsk itself, in the infantry. And there, Iva admits, it was very tough. He left from there. In April, he returned to the war. This time to
the Kharkiv unit, which is a crucial and integral part. You'll be single-use satires. He returned to Kharkiv.
Among all the variety of ammunition, Iva has his own favorites. The 120th mortar shell.
Very effective.
So you don't have to hit exactly there.
Damage mining. The flash gave the picture, yes. There is. If we talk in terms of percentages, mining was approximately about 20 to 15% of the total.
The Muscovites, Strashilo claims, almost never launch massive assaults north of Kharkiv these days. Instead, on the stretch from Strelesha through Hlaibok, north of Liptsi, all the way to the Murom River between the Ukrainian village of Zeleny and the Russian settlement of Serida. The Russians try every day to probe the Ukrainian defensive line with fire. And it looks more like an attempt to hold on to the 80 square kilometers of Ukrainian land seized last spring.
I also feel like it's quiet here, but it's just because of certain reasons. It's a difficult geography, the actual terrain. We certainly know that they're there, we definitely know precisely where they are and how they move.
So that armed Russians don't roam freely across Ukraine. In the northern border area, the Strashilo drone often sends its Vampire into the sky at night, flying toward the hiding places of Russian occupiers.
On average, there are about 10 sorties. Well, on average, because sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 15.
If there's any movement, the drones take off and fly out. Our task, like our infantry's, is not to let the enemy's infantry get through.
In this unit of heavy bombers, most of the crews are former infantrymen, pilots, technicians, and sappers who know from experience what intense enemy shelling and close combat are like.
I started with manpads, then moved to APCs, served on APCs in the Kherson region, got into some action there, so I had to shoot. Then I was transferred to Kharkiv, and from Kharkiv to Radskot. There was the SPG-2. Then from the SPG, I transferred to this unit, to the flyers.
So, with every sortie, the crews of the Kartia unit carry out their work, always keeping their core mission in mind. Everything they use must be aimed at killing the enemy.
Everyone here came from the infantry, and everyone has had shells raining down on their heads. That's our approach. Whatever we have, if there's a grad, we'll launch the grad. If there's an ATGM, we'll fire the ATGM. If there's something homemade, we'll drop the homemade stuff. Our main task at the moment, the most important thing is, if we were in the infantry, the vampires wouldn't let anyone get close.
Reporting from northern Kharkiv region, Oleksandra Motorny, Oleksiy Osanchuk, and Serhiy Shportilo. TSN 1+1. United News Marathon.
TSN correspondent Alina Lisova visited one of the training grounds where territorial defense cadets are being prepared. She saw what skills they are mastering there.
On ATVs and motorcycles, they overcome obstacles and complete off-road terrain. At one of the training grounds, cadets of the Territorial Defense Forces are being taught to operate motor vehicles.
This is a new direction in our training center. We are training our fighters. First and foremost, this will cover logistical aspects such as reaching our positions and enabling rapid evacuation of the wounded.
The course leader, with the call sign Storm, joined the Territorial Defense Forces at the start of the full-scale invasion. Back then he fought in the Kyiv region, and now he is passing on his skills and experience to others.
With our weapons and the guys, we tried to join someone, to find someone so we could be better prepared to face the enemy. To discuss all these things together somehow. Previously, I hadn't planned and never built my career as a soldier. Before the full-scale invasion, I worked at a school with children.
In addition to driving, the cadets also learned topography or land navigation, drone operation, and the basics of first aid.
I'll help you right away. I'm going to apply a tourniquet now.
The cadet with the call sign Liuti is trying to save an imaginary wounded comrade, checking for massive bleeding, breathing, and preparing for evacuation.
I'm waiting for the command. Are we ready for evac? Go. Where are the handles?
Here, hold one.
The other handle is here. Go.
Come on!
Everything is done as quickly as possible and as close to real conditions as possible. The group of soldiers manages to evacuate and escape the ambush, which, according to the scenario, the enemy was approaching.
I followed the march protocol, and since the evacuation had to be done very quickly, I didn't have time to put on a splint. That's it. And together with my comrades, we took him away, and everything turned out fine.
We carefully transferred and then moved him, and subsequently transported him, alive and intact.
Drones are one of the main threats on the front line, says the tactical medicine instructor with the call sign Eugene. Here, together with other experienced fighters, he teaches cadets how to complete missions and save the lives of their comrades.
The difference between us and the enemy is that we bring our own back. A motorcycle with electronic warfare equipment and a trailer rushes into the grove. This has already been communicated over the radio. Somewhere our drones are hovering, monitoring both for enemy drones. The guys quickly carry out the wounded, place him on a stretcher in the vehicle, securing him as much as possible. At full speed, they evacuate the wounded.
At the training center, they emphasize that Territorial Defense Forces fighters are taught to use motorcycles not for assaults, as the enemy does, for example. First and foremost, it's about mobility, to quickly reach positions, deliver supplies and ammunition, or carry out rotations. Alina Lisova, Yevhen Litvinenko, TSN 1+1, Marathon, United News.